everybody. It's good to see you all. Yeah, it's nice to be here. And so, yeah, everyone just take a moment and get settled. You can turn your phones off and put everything down, all that. And just give yourself permission to arrive fully. Yes. And it's nice to see everyone's returning face. It's good to see you again. It's good to be with you. Throughout this week, the last couple of weeks, actually, I've had this teaching come up again and again. And it revolves around where we identify. The beautiful thing about meditation is we're giving ourselves an opportunity to get to know our true self, our true nature. And in theory, what I'm inviting you to do is to claim your divinity, to step into it, to own it, to say, yes, this is me, this consciousness is me, this spaciousness is me, this freedom and peace, this is me. To realize it as the very fabric of your nature. The very fabric of your nature. And so when you are not meditating, you, like most anyone else here on planet Earth, has a mind that's basically telling you, subtly or not so subtly, you are your thoughts, you are your emotions, you are the feelings in your body, you are the character, the one in charge, the one controlling, the one who's neurotic or whatever it is. But see, meditation is an opportunity to break out of that cycle. It's an opportunity just to put the character of you down and to drop the character. Just like before you get in the shower, you drop your clothes and you step into the shower naked. Meditation is an opportunity for you to experience yourself naked, your essentialness, that which doesn't come and go, that which is here eternally. The meditation is this opportunity to direct your attention onto this, to whatever you call it, your goddess nature, your true nature, your master sense of self. But if we don't own this, if we don't claim it and say, this is what I am, and I don't mean the ego claiming it, that's a whole other silly dance, but the ego is trying to be spiritual. I'm inviting you to step into this and say, I am this divine one. I'm not this character who's lost or who's struggling or who's fighting or who's been deeply wounded. I'm the one who's liberated. I'm the one who's free. And when I say claim it, I'm inviting you to re-experience, to re-remember, to step into, to acknowledge that this spaciousness is always here, this sanity within everyone, this quiet space of sanity is here. And I don't care if you have a saintly character or a murderous character. I've spoken with people who are convicted of heinous crimes, and I used to ask them this question: did you know what you were doing was wrong at the time? And they would say, oh, yes, I knew it was wrong. I knew it was bad. I knew it was the wrong choice. And see, the thing that within them that knew that it was wrong, that's their Buddha nature. That's their innate sanity, their innate goodness, their Buddha mind. And so all of us are given a Buddha mind, a Christ-like heart. And we're all actually given the same egoic mind, which, chases after pleasure and runs from pain. And then in addition to that, which makes us different is our conditioning, our family system, our education. That just flavors our ego. It adds like different flavors, a different little recipe to it. But all of us were made in the image and likeness of God. And all of us were given the same human mind. But then, of course, we have, different flavors of neurosis and wounding and heartache and all this type of thing, based on our life and our karma and all this. And so we all have this choice throughout our waking reality. Where will I identify? Am I going to identify with being a rebel or a spiritual warrior? Am I going to be a pleaser or the one who can rest in vast, spacious awareness and see all perspectives? But choose. Choose to live in truth, not to live in pleasing or in whatever it is. All of us, have an emotional nature that can get angry, sad, hurt, this and that. And yet all of us are given a divine heart that can respond to our own pain with forgiveness or love or compassion. There's a place within me where I failed greatly as a father. Failed greatly as a father. Within my first marriage, I had an adopted son, and I just spent 4 or 5 days with him. This 2 weekends ago, when my daughter graduated high school, it's my daughter's brother. I got to see him a lot. And he hasn't been in my life for a long time. And I came face to face with that part of my egoic nature, my human self that failed him. And I can identify with, I could walk around the rest of my life with my tail between my legs and my head down. And, I could surrender into alcoholism like most of my family has done. Or I can choose to be a spiritual warrior and show up and smile at him, love him to the best of my ability. Forgive myself for being, 20 years old when I met him and not knowing what to do. And see, this is what we are learning to do in meditation. With our big heart, our vast, spacious mind, our compassionate nature. And so we're learning to identify with that which is good, that which is wholesome, that which is holy about us. And then, of course, it's also a time for us just to receive this grace, this love from the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, And just to humbly admit in a human way, life is hard. We don't always have all the answers. We don't always have the strength to live in our goddess nature, our truth, our strength. And so we call upon God to come into us, to lead us, to guide us, to show us a greater way of being. And just be held, be bathed, be renewed in the Dharma, in grace. And so I welcome you all here this moment. I invite you to close your eyes and just begin to come inward. Begin to come inward. And I invite you all to gently smile at your divine self. To smile at the goodness, the beauty of your own heart. The resiliency and the strength that has outlived every experience of your life. That there's something here that's quiet, that's wholesome, and is radiant and true, which has outlived every thought you've ever had, good or bad or mundane. There's a quiet presence within you which has outlived every heartbreak, every confusion, every sadness, experience of anger or rage. There's something here that's outlived every addiction, neurosis, struggle. In the most basic sense, I invite you just to wake up to this. There is something good that's here. Something childlike, angelic, and innocence. This childlike, angelic innocence. And so we're opening to this. We're saying yes to this. And so I invite you just to settle into your bodies. Give yourself permission to let the weight, the heaviness of the day, to roll off your back. The heaviness of life just to fall away, to fall off your shoulders. And say, there's nothing I need to think about, nothing I need to figure out or sort out. Giving yourself permission to wake up in this moment. This quiet, radiant space of goodness that you are. So we're taking some deep, full belly breaths, just breathing in and breathing out. Giving yourself full permission to relax your body. Let go of any struggle. Let go of any fight or resistance. And to accept this moment fully. Whether you're sitting still and serene like a perfect little Buddhist monk, if your mind is fighting with the past or arguing with the future, if the body is aching or dogs are barking in the background or children are jumping on your bed, I invite you to accept this moment. To come into this moment fully. To feel, to experience the quiet radiance and aliveness of this moment. Again, taking deep, full belly breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. And acknowledging at the core of your being there is something that is innocent, that is pure, that is holy. This undeniable divinity. And we're breathing deeply, giving ourselves permission just to stop. Stop all that mental madness. And acknowledge that what you are is good. The deepest and most essential aspect of your being is good. Despite your mind and despite any emotions, despite aches and pains in the body. In this moment, we're giving ourselves permission to look directly into the depth and to gently smile and say, yes, there is something good here, something wholesome, something divine. And so I invite you all just to take some deep, Full belly breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Just letting go. Letting go of it all. And so if you haven't already, I invite you to relax the muscles in the face. We can hold a lot of unconscious tension and judgment in the face. We're relaxing those big muscles in the jaw. Tends to be another place where our egoic nature hides out. The stronghold is in the jaw. It's one of the seats of judgment. We're just relaxing the muscles in the jaw, the throat, the sides of the neck, all kinds of muscles there. The back of the neck. The shoulders. And just gently feeling the spine. Straight. Supported in strength. You can feel all the vertebrae just stacked on top of each other. This quiet, erect nobility. So just breathing in and breathing out. Giving the shoulders full permission to drop. Feeling the heart, big, open. Radiant with light. And of course, if you're carrying any heaviness on the heart, any agitation or irritability, we're breathing in and out and just relaxing it all, not taking it too seriously, not judging it, not judging ourselves for having an emotional nature. Just breathing in and out. If there's pain here, we are open-heartedly acknowledging the pain, the difficulty, the sadness, the anger, whatever it may be. Taking some deep, full belly breaths, relaxing the solar plexus, the belly, hara, the pelvis. And for those of you who are sensitive, you may have already noticed this descent of grace coming down through the crown chakra into the space of the mind, the space of the throat, the chest. And for those of you who are new to this, I invite you just to imagine your crown chakra as open, as receptive, there being a giant bowl there, like one of those Tibetan bowls. Just welcoming these rays of light, this descent of grace, the same way, a lotus flower, a rose flower, welcomes sunshine upon its face. So we are receiving the sunlight of grace. Saying, yes, I'm happy to be open, to be receptive. I'm happy to allow this light of grace to come into me, to bless me, to hold me, to love me, to upgrade my consciousness. I welcome you, Divine Mother, into this body temple of mine. I welcome you into the inner chambers of my heart. I invite you to lift any pain or sadness or old karma or unconsciousness, to burn it up in this light of brilliance. And so we're breathing in and breathing out. Simply receiving this love. Deep, full belly breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Fully receiving what's here, what's come this day. Simultaneously, we are fully receiving our human self. However that may be in this moment, if there's aches and pains, we welcome this. If there's a habitual resistance, we welcome this. The most compassionate and loving way. Even smiling at our human self. Fully acknowledging that life is hard. That resistance within our humanity is normal. We smile at anger or sadness or fear, knowing that these are normal human responses. When we come face to face with difficulty or face to face with grace, with love. Sometimes our egoic nature does not understand light or love or grace. And so it resists. And that's normal. And so we just bring a gentle awareness to any unconscious aspect of our human self. And we just embrace this. The same way there was a little puppy dog sitting in your lap who all of a sudden was growling and barking. You just reach down, just gently pet, pet the little puppy, say, "It's okay, sweetie. Just relax. It's okay." And so we say the same thing to any resistance within our own consciousness. It's okay, sweetie. Just relax. It's okay. It's okay. So we're breathing in and breathing out. And again, for those of you who are sensitive, you may notice a brilliance in the space of the mind that's so bright. You can actually hear the brilliance. Like it's radiating with a hum, a divine sound. The first teaching in the Bible. In the beginning, there was the Word. The Word was just this divine sound, this divine Om. And when it comes, like it's coming this evening, the divine sound, like a very high-pitched Om, a very high-pitched radiance. We're just breathing, feeling. This immensity waking up within us. I invite you all just to relax a little more deeply, to surrender a little more deeply. For some of you, you may feel this absolute vulnerability or tenderness, or may even feel as if you're on the verge of tears. Just let it come. It's all welcome here. And you are absolutely loved. Right here, right now, in this moment. The Divine Mother is holding us all, embracing us all, supporting us all. So can you surrender? Be childlike and innocent. And simply receive. Receive this heavenly love. Receive. Receive the hugeness, the immensity that is your divine nature. Feel this immensity coming alive in you, as you. Deep, full belly breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the waves of grace flooding over you. Just gently saying yes. Your job is simply to open, to be receptive, to acknowledge what you are. The fullness of what you are. And to receive the grace of God right here, right now. This most humble of moments. To receive the grace of God. To smile and know that she has come here for you, to serve you, to love you, to embrace you. Gently smile in gratitude. Breathing in and breathing out. Acknowledging the supreme silence spaciousness, radiance and luminosity of your being. This overwhelming brilliance, which is flooding us from head to toe and beyond. Yes, breathing in, breathing out. Humbly, open-heartedly, receiving it all. The totality of this moment, receiving it all. Absolute perfection, as well as the imperfection of our human self. Even inviting this imperfection forward to be held, to be loved, to be touched, to be embraced. Call upon God. Say, Lord, will you come into my imperfect life? Will you come into my egoic nature, my thinking mind, my emotional mind, my relationships, my shortcomings, my shadow, my struggles? Will you come into me, bless me, flood me with light, with wisdom, with patience, compassion. Deep, full belly breaths. Inviting every aspect of our human self, our divine self, to be touched. And again, if you're open, you may notice this greater shift coming into the room, this greater love. It can feel a little overwhelming. If you have any heaviness or struggle or resistance in the body, you may feel a little bit of nausea or burning heat or fire. All of this is normal, and all of this is good. You must be a warrior to show up in this space of brilliance. A warrior to receive, to let go. Truly surrender. You must be a warrior. Not an egoic warrior, but a humble warrior. Then again, you may notice another wave of immensity coming into you. Deep, full belly breaths. Breathing, receiving. Giving yourself full permission to merge into this absolute brilliance. You may feel a little lightheaded or ungrounded. It's okay. Just let go. Trust. Letting go into God, into the absolute. Aurobindo Jyoti, Tani Pedrum Kardanai. Vast grace light. Supreme light of grace. Lose yourself in the hugeness of God's love. Lose yourself in this absolute divinity. That you are. From head to toe. Give yourself permission to surrender. Feel this absolute immensity, not just in the space of the mind or the third eye, the heart, the belly, the pelvis, the legs, the feet, the arms, the hands, the spine, even beyond this body, inside and outside. Feel your cosmic sense of self. Beyond name, beyond form. Yes. The Divine Mother is again just gently reminding me. Is this message for you all? I am here for you. To love you. To serve you. To nurture you. To guide you. To support you. To heal you. Call upon me and know that I am there. That's a good message, especially for some of you who get a little serious or think you have to do this path all on your own. The Mother of the Universe is here to serve you. To serve you. So I invite you all just to take a couple more deep, full belly breaths, breathing in, breathing out. And again, to see yourself as a spiritual warrior, a goddess, a master being. See this light of grace exploding out from your heart in every direction, blessing your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your pets, blessing those you know, you don't know, blessing your communities, your country, your governments, the representatives who are supposed to lead us and represent us, providing the whole world, the political systems, the armies, the navies, all to be blessed with love, with light, with peace, with grace, with unity. We're inviting all of us to come into alignment with the higher truth. We're inviting humanity to come forward to learn a new way to live. More in greater alignment with the laws of nature. Coming into alignment with the ecosystem. Healing the planet, the oceans. Inviting all species to be blessed, to be loved. And lastly, I invite you all just to see, any wounded or hurt aspect of your own consciousness. confused aspect, hurting, suffering aspect, unconscious aspect. Just see it as being held, as being loved. Whether it's an addiction or old pain or sadness, whatever it may be, your growing edge. Just see it held in grace and light and love, being touched by the Most High. And with that, you can gently smile, open your eyes. Oh, it's so good to be here with you all. So nice to spend this time together. Oh, I see each and every one of you as a spiritual warrior. I see your divinity, and I bow before it. Humbly bow before it. I encourage you to wake up, to do the same. Bow before your own divinity. And when I first saw my true nature, it brought tears to my eyes. I was, at that moment in history, I was, in my human self, just an absolute train wreck, emotionally, mentally. I just had this glimpse of my true self. It took my breath away. I bowed before myself. I said, yes, this is who I am. I'm walking in the direction of my divinity. I'm going to claim this divinity. And stop identifying with my train wreckness. So anyways, so good to be here with you all. And it's been an absolute pleasure. So may peace be with you all, and may you all have a wonderful evening. And those of you in Australia, good morning. Good morning to you. Take good care. And we'll see you again. See you again in a couple days.